This is Andrew from The Chosen Prime with a quick video review of BadCube Sentinel Blaze, or Special 01. It's a red variant of their figure called Sunsurge. It homages the original red version of what Sunstreaker came out pre-G1 and from the Diakron and Diaclone lines. Here is his box. As you can see, it's very red. It's the same size and shape as what came with Sunsurge. Inside there is a clamshell where they had the figure and then his weapon. Unfortunately, he does not come with additional silver rims or spoilers to switch out the chrome that he comes installed with, considering the original figure was all chrome, just like what the toy is. You also do not get a little minifigure. You do get a set of instructions that are quite good, card, and inside the instructions is some nice concept art that they've included. And then the final other little accessory comes with is an additional head. This is the smiling head that came with, the same smiling head that came with Sunsurge. Blaze is an homage to the pre-G1 red variant of the Sunstreaker toy. Here's an example of a red Sunstreaker. This is the Takara DK-1 or Diakron release of the red Sunstreaker toy. This toy came out in the US prior to Hasbro releasing the Transformers when he was in the red colors. You can actually see there's a driver, and a little Diaclone driver in there, and I'll show it off in a little bit. But you can see that BadCube's done a pretty good job of homaging what an original one red Sunstreaker looks like, from the chrome to the paint to the overall detailing. I think if you want, something that homages this toy, which is considered the first robot to car transforming toy, it's nice to have a Masterpiece variant. Taking a look at some of the details here on Blaze, this red is a nice glossy red paint, kind of candy colored. It's very solid and smooth, even on the front and the glass. The chrome on the intakes, the spoiler, and the rims is quite nice. And just overall, the same great detailing that was on Sunsurge is present here in the Blaze. Just like Sunsurge, you can take the weapon that he comes with the missiles attached to it. And there's a peg and a peg hole here. If you want to, you can mount the gun on top of the car mode, if you so choose, for storage. And we'll go ahead and transform Blaze here. Just like Sunsurge, Blaze here has an intricate transformation. So first we come in, we want to lift up on these fenders here to lift up the front of the hood on both sides, so you have clearance. Then I recommend going ahead and just pulling forward. It'll pull parts of the feet out here, so you've got some more room. They next recommend you come to the window doors here, and there's a peg with the windows that holds to the back end. You want to kind of pull it forward and then rotate them up. So there's the peg, and you want to kind of just grab it and kind of rotate them up like that, almost like gullwing doors. And do that on both sides. Next, you want to come to the back, and there's part here on the back of the vehicle. You want to go ahead and grab this black tab and kind of pull outwards to kind of free this back part of the vehicle. You want to do that on both sides. Just kind of grab here and loosen it from this peg that's here. Come to the spoiler. You want to go ahead and rotate it, split it in the middle, and have them rotate out of the way. So then you can kind of take this back flap and kind of lift it up and over the spoiler. Come to the intakes here, lift up on this peg, and this entire part, including the roof here, will kind of pull up. At this point, I recommend going ahead, and there's a rotation joint in the middle. You want to rotate it all the way around so it's facing backwards. At this point, I actually like collapsing the backpack a bit. So go ahead and lift up on the intake part up here, and then there's actually a set of hinges here. You want to go ahead and fold it up and over on itself, pushing the intake upwards, and then sliding this back on this hinge, unfold this little chrome bit, fold this on top of itself, and then there's actually a peg on the chrome that pegs in the intakes, and that kind of moves the backpack out of the way. There you can kind of see the robot head, and so next we go ahead and we just unpeg and split apart the legs. And if you come around and look at the other side, the chest and head will kind of fold up out of the way. Go ahead and rotate the torso at this point. Rotate it forward. We come to the feet, and we want to go ahead and get out its heel spurs. And so what I recommend you do here is you want to kind of stretch it out a little bit past this joint so you can get in here and just kind of get your finger and kind of press down and rotate this joint out so you have a heel spur. And then you can kind of collapse the heel a little bit more, but again, do the same thing with the other side. Kind of extend it fully so you have access to kind of get into this area here. Push down with your thumb and get the foot out, or the heel spur out. Go ahead and take these side doors and rotate them down temporarily. Come to the back. And then these, what you want to do, and it's actually twofold, you want to go ahead and take the foot and collapse it. This is the official way. Collapse it. And then there's a little hook. You want to kind of just snap this onto the shin like this. Kind of get the foot to hit flat. Come around the back and then collapse down this little peg here, and that's the end of the foot officially. I guess you can push this in further. So again, we want to go ahead and slide in the foot, snap this onto the lower leg, kind of get the foot set. Take this little panel here, fold this down, and then press in the windows. And that gives you kind of a skinny leg approach. And the way I like it alternatively is go ahead and unpeg the shin here from the foot, slide it out, and then kind of just transform it back. It'll still hold, but it kind of makes a nice, here you can see on this leg versus this leg, it's a bit thicker, and I kind of like that look. So I'm gonna go ahead and unhook this, slide it out, and then lift it up. And there are his feet completed. Go ahead as I come to the top, go ahead and lift this down temporarily. You want to come to his arms here and grab this entire section, rotate them outward, 90 degrees on both. Then you can take the arms themselves and slide them out, rotate them down, and rotate down the forearm. Come over here, rotate on the forearm. These top of his shoulders, they're on a little kind of sliding pivot hinge. So lift up on this part here, and they'll kind of sit flush like that to homage the original kind of chest or shoulder rocket that the G1 toy had. I'm going to do that on both sides. So there's most of his arms done. You want to come to the parts here that were the spoiler. And what you want to do is they're originally kind of like this. You want to kind of collapse them, and then there's multiple hinges here. You want to kind of just rotate the entire part down and onto itself, including these wings. And what you want it to do is you want to finish it so that it's kind of collapsed as much as possible, kind of like that. That'll let you then take these sides here, and they're on hinges. They'll slide up and kind of hide that spoiler in his midsection. Come to the backpack. There's a peg hole and a peg here. You want to come up and peg that together. The front of the vehicle here, we'll go ahead and fold in to the back, and there's actually a peg or kind of a tab there to hold it into place, and that'll kind of hold most of the backpack. Come to these little tabs here that we use to kind of loosen the back of the vehicle, and there's a peg hole and a peg here. You want to kind of rotate them down and peg it, and that'll hold the backpack in securely. You want to do that on both sides so that it really collapses and kind of holds down that backpack nice and clean. So now we can come to the head part here and the chest. So these windows, you want to go ahead and slide them out and kind of make it so that it makes the full chest, like such. Come to the head, and you want to split this section underneath the head and kind of just pull it apart so it goes flat. And what you want to do is you kind of want to make kind of the top of his robot mode chest here, where it's like this. And what ends up happening is there's two peg holes and a peg on each shoulder kind of section here that match corresponding spots on this chest flap. And so you just kind of bring it up, and you kind of want to just kind of peg it in as much as possible and kind of hold it square. And so there's actually, again, there's peg holes here and pegs there to kind of hold it nice and tight. And that's his upper torso. The last little bit is his hands. His hands have little fold-out platforms. Sometimes you can kind of get away with it by kind of pushing some pressure on here to kind of have the arm push this little panel out. If not, what you want to do is kind of get a little bit of pressure or a nail into this panel here, open this up, and flip the hand around. You can kind of adjust the shoulders however you like. And there is Blaze in his robot mode. Here's some detail for Blaze. His difference from his head is he does have yellow eyes versus the blue eyes that Sunsurge has. That's the default face that he has. It's kind of a nice stoic face. The cheering face is the one that's alternatively, and what you would do is you just unscrew the screw on the back of his head, take this plate off, and then install the new head. But otherwise, he's got the same detailing and posability that Sunsurge has. Nice head that can look side to side and look backwards. His shoulders have multiple different positions. They're on ratchets, universal shoulder joints. He does have a double jointed elbow. His fingers are standard Masterpiece fingers where the fingers can slide out. He can hold his weapon. So if we come to the gun here and slide out this peg, I'm gonna go ahead and take these missiles off for now. And you just, again, it's kind of the standard Masterpiece style where you would just go ahead and slide it into the slot, close the fingers down, and you can hold this weapon. Kind of universal joints as far as his hips, a nice decent knee bend, his ankle tilt, he's a pretty decent ankle tilt, and kind of toe articulation from transformation, and waist articulation. Just overall really nice kind of design here from BadCube. If you want to, you can install one of the missiles here on his hand. So what you would do is go ahead and open up the panel again and flip the hand in, exposing a peg here. And then you would just take the missile, and there's a peg hole in the bottom of the missile, and you can plug it onto the end of his hand to really homage both the G1 and pre-G1 toys. If you want to, you can take the weapons and store them and hide them on his backpack. So if we come around to the back, we can come to the gun, we can go ahead and collapse it again like we did for vehicle mode. And there's a peg here and two peg holes here. And so you can either go ahead and plug in the gun here into this hole, and it'll hold in its back, and then you can take the other missiles, any two of the missiles, and they will plug in via the holes there. Now that Blaze is all transformed, I'll go ahead and I'll briefly transform the Diakron toy. First we come to the canopy here, and we open it up, and here you can see that originally the pre-G1 Transformers actually had drivers. So we'll go ahead and pull out the little Diaclone driver here. And it's easy, you know, just a brief, basic articulation on arms. His legs can't split, and there's magnets here on the bottom of his legs that he can hold into things. So just like G1 Sunstreaker, we come and we extend the legs, take the feet, slide them side to side, come to the back, open this up, pull out and straighten out his arms on both sides. Come to the torso here, lift up on this, hide the seat, lift up the head. We can go ahead and collapse the back part back onto his back. We can come in, and since he doesn't have panels to hold hide his hands, we can come here and plug in his hands on both sides. And because we can actually put the missile into his left hand, we'll do that, and then we'll put the shoulder rockets in. And there's Diakron DK-1 in his very basic but very cool robot mode. And so side by side with Blaze, you can see that BadCube's done a really excellent job of homaging this pre-G1 Transformer, from the red to the chrome, just overall detailing. It's kind of cool to have this Masterpiece version of a Red Sunstreaker here. Remote comparisons with Blaze and Sunsurge, you can see that the exact same mold, just done in different colors. You can see that the red and the yellow look great side by side. This obviously is G1 Sunstreaker. This is that kind of pre-release Diakron Sunstreaker, and they both look really good side by side. I left the chrome parts here on Sunsurge because that's kind of how I prefer to have my Sunstreaker. But if you liked what Sunsurge brought to the table as far as Masterpiece collection, Blaze does the same. Vehicle comparisons, here again you can see that the red and yellow look good side by side. You get the same detailing, painted intakes, chromed rims, intakes, and spoiler, painted headlights. Just overall the same nice detailing that came with Sunsurge is also present in Blaze. And so they look great as a pair side by side. Row and mill comparisons to other pre-G1 Transformers. Here's Masterpiece Tiger Track alongside Blaze. You got Red Bumble, Exhaust, and Blue Streak. If you've been enjoying and kind of collecting these pre-G1 Masterpiece style Transformers, that's where Blaze kind of comes in and fits great with these kind of collections. Obviously it looks best side by side with Tiger Track, you know, Tiger Track being a yellow Sideswipe, and of course him being a red Sunstreaker. It's nice to see them side by side and have an instance of both Diaclone toys kind of added to your Masterpiece collections. And so I think Blaze fits in really well with these kind of Diaclone Masterpieces. Vehicle comparisons, here's Tiger Track, Sentinel Blaze, Blue Streak, Exhaust, and Red Bumble. The closest, of course, is Tiger Track here. You can see that BadCube's done a pretty good job of making a red Sunstreaker to complement this yellow Sideswipe. If you're into these Diaclone or pre-transformer versions of these toys, Sentinel Blaze fits right alongside all of them. Some final thoughts here on BadCube's Blaze. I think BadCube's done a really excellent job here of homaging the pre-G1 red Sunstreaker with Blaze. He's got the same great build and design and paint that Sunsurge has. And if you want to kind of keep your Masterpiece Diaclone collection growing, Blaze is a great addition. Blaze is currently up for order and available from Chosen Prime, and he's recommended, so take care.